This podcast is brought to you by Brown and Whitworth Foundation. Summer's over, but that does not mean your body has to go to shit. Be sure to go see our friend Dylan at 10-8 Personal Training down in Rock Springs, Georgia. He's NASM certified, and he is the best in the business. His phone number is 951-445-3133. He is the official trainer of our fighters here at Militia. Let him get your body looking like George's. 951-445-3133. Need a new roof? We got your guy. Go see our friend Tony at Affordable Roofing. His phone number is 423-593-9605. Hit up Tony for the best prices in town. Militia MMA, 3920 Ringgold Road in East Ridge, Tennessee. We have everything you need to become a champion, get your body in shape, or just find a community that loves you as much as you love them. Come on in and see us. We got classes for the whole family. We hope to see you soon. Welcome to the Militia MMA podcast. This is Stephanie Galicchio. We have a special episode. The ladies are back. I am here today with my girl, Kristi, a.k.a. Shrum, a.k.a. the owner of the biggest lady balls you'll ever come in contact with. How are you, Kristi?
Freaking fantastic.
How you doing? I'm so happy to have you here today. We are actually coming off of a big weekend with you.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that. Kristi competed in your first ever kickboxing, correct?
Yep.
We were up in Murfreesboro, outside of Nashville on Sunday. Yes, ma'am. How'd it go? Talk to us about that.
Oh my goodness. It was amazing. I don't think I've ever been so nervous or so sick about something in my life.
Really? All right. Were your nerves? So I should give you a little backstory. Most people that listen to this would know Kristi, but you are an active competitor in Brazilian and American Jiu-Jitsu. What was the difference between competing in kickboxing and Jiu-Jitsu? How was that?
I don't know. So like thinking the many years ago that I had my first grappling match, it was kind of like, I don't remember getting as nervous, but I think as far as the actual competition was the same. I know like whenever they said go for the grappling match, I like freaked out and did a blast double, but I didn't grab the knees. I just kind of speared it with my head. Yeah, I got the takedown.
That's all that matters.
Right, I got the takedown and stayed in the guard for the remainder of the time, but I won my first match.
You won 2-0.
Yeah,
I think that's how I won my first one. Was 2-0 also.
So
that's so funny.
I think with the kickboxing competition, it's a little bit different because you get to like, yeah, you get punched in the face.
You know, jiu-jitsu hurts, but it's not like that.
No. So yeah,
was she hitting you pretty hard? I couldn't really tell. She did
in the beginning, so I would hit her hard, and then
kind of wakes you up a little, huh?
Yeah, we were just kind of like, oh crap, it's real.
This is real. Yeah, we're on.
But it wasn't like when I spar in the gym with like Mary and like you. I mean, you guys hit me hard too. So, but I think I just freaked out and forgot all of the training and just rock 'em sock 'em robot.
That's it.
Yeah,
it was awesome. You really I love your willingness to jump out there. You inspire me. Honestly, I don't know if I would even, I kind of lost my own fire to compete along the way, and you kind of ignited that in me again. You really inspire me. You don't care. You go for it, and it's a beautiful thing, Kristi.
Awesome.
I love having you in here. My favorite part of the match, honestly, was the hammer fist. I have to tell you, it was the best thing I've ever seen, and that was great. It was great to see it. Maybe we can get a clip of that in this. I don't know if they could do that on Spotify, though. Huh?
Points not power, right? It was what
Points
was going through my mind,
power.
Right?
Just you know, that guy it was so ridiculous, but at the same time, like, you know, you get it. I get it. It's probably insurance situations, but he didn't need to say it 1,800 times. Right. I mean, I think that might have even been a low ball number, 1,800 times. How many times that was said on the microphone?
Well, it inspired the hammer fist. I was like, all I have to do is touch her.
Was that illegal?
I think, yeah, he said I can't do that. So I was like, well, all right then.
Well, it's done now. How many jiu-jitsu competitions do you think you've competed in? Because I think since you've been here, you've done at least 3 or 4.
Yeah,
in a year and a half.
4 since I've done here.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. There wasn't many competitions in my blue belt because I was had a shoulder injury. I think I had 2 the entire time I was a blue belt, and maybe 6 as a white belt.
You got a lot in at white. Mm-hmm. Nice. Would you do kickboxing again?
I would actually. I would like to, because I would like to do better.
You want to do better in it?
I want to do better.
Do you think you prepared enough for it? Because I would say, I mean, you've been consistently training for almost 2 years here, right? A year and a half.
Yes.
Kickboxing, I mean, you didn't put a full camp in.
No.
For sure you didn't. Because it was kind of a last minute. What would you change in your training?
I would just like to train more.
Yeah, I feel you.
Obviously, I think cardio is an issue. It's been something I've been.
Do you think your sparring cardio is different than rolling cardio?
Oh, absolutely, because I don't know how to breathe when I punch. I think when people start jiu-jitsu, they have to learn how to breathe because they hold their breath.
100%.
So I have learned how to breathe with jiu-jitsu. I have not refined that skill with
it's
with
a whole
kickboxing.
it's a whole new art form now. Whole new art form. Well, I'm so proud of you. That was really cool to witness. What made you start training martial arts?
So me and my husband had back surgery in our early 30s. I had back surgery 6 weeks after him, and we were just unhealthy, overweight. And
what was the back surgery from, if you don't mind me asking? Because you weren't training before then, right?
No, we
this
weren't.
was something else.
I think it's from nursing, from like lifting heavy patients. So I had ruptured L5, S1, and my husband actually had the degenerative disc disease. So he had L4, L5, L5, S1, and it was actually causing nerve damage. He's got drop foot in his left foot.
And Kristi's husband actually was on the podcast. I guess when you guys hear this, it'll be 2 weeks ago.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, the doctor's like, oh, you need to strengthen your core. And we're like, but it hurts and you're full of crap. And turns out he might have been right. So it was back when Ronda Rousey was getting really big.
Yes.
And I was like, this is awesome. I had tried exercising before, but it's boring.
Yeah,
and
there's no passion in it.
And there's no results, right? So
yeah.
you need to find something you enjoy that you're going to continue even if you don't see results, because it's still good for you.
100%.
And just so happens they were building a gym like 20 minutes from the house, Tenacity. And that's where we started.
And this is when you guys were not in the Chattanooga area.
No. We were up in Grundy County up on the mountain in Gertley Lager.
You know, it's so funny you said this, because I was like really thinking about this. I'm always studying, jiu-jitsu. I'm sure as you are, always just going over it. And like I was just thinking I put in a camp to compete right before we went to Vegas in June, and I got pulled. It didn't happen. And like just thinking back to June, I'm like, I have evolved so much in like how many months that is, right? Jiu-jitsu is constantly, I feel like you're better within an hour. Like within an hour of training, you're better than you were before. And I feel like that is such a huge part of what keeps me going in it. And I think that keeps a lot of people going. How many times can you do a squat and really, you know what I'm trying to say? Or lift a weight when you're actually rolling and learning a craft like this. You're evolving every single day.
Oh yeah, it's a skill. I mean, I've used it at work before. That's what I love. I can use it out in the world, and it develops your confidence as a person. It makes you feel better about yourself. You're not scared.
It's just that's what makes you grow for sure. Why Militia? You guys were both purple belts, right? So you're pretty much established at that point. There's still so much more to go. But once you get to purple, that's really when you're considered in, right? Blue belt, so many people drop off, and you're not really, you're in the club, but you're not fully in the club. You understand what I'm saying here? This is a commitment. It's a long-term thing, jiu-jitsu. You're not just in. Right? So like why Militia? You guys could have went anywhere. There's many gyms in the area. Yes. We're not as big as a community, I think, as we will be in a few years down here. But there's definitely places to go, and there's definitely established gyms in the area.
Right.
What made you guys make that transfer over? Because changing gyms is so hard.
Oh, it was such a decision. It was so, I had so many nerves over it, and I actually made David tell our other coach because I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It boils down to what you're looking for at that particular point in your life.
Yes.
The previous gym that we were at love everybody that's there, but they weren't very competition focused, and they didn't offer any of the additional like striking courses and MMA type stuff, which I enjoy because I love kicking my husband. It's great.
Of course, yes. And it adds to it. You know, keeps it exciting and fun. Striking is so fun.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't always have to do the same thing. So I can do, you know, if I'm feeling striking for a while, I can go do that and get my energy in, or I can go do jiu-jitsu. And, you know, family, we had a lot at the time. There was a lot of people I think that was searching for something maybe more. And my long-term partner Rhonda had me come over here, and I just couldn't imagine practicing jiu-jitsu without her. We'd been together for so long.
Yes.
So, and I'm glad that we came, because
me too. Me too. And you know, I don't mean to be all over the place, but I feel like me and our friendship, right, has evolved so much. I feel like I'm not really your coach. We're, you know, the same rank. You're my peer. You're my training partner. It's a little different than with the other girls. And I feel like most recently bonding, when you just mentioned Rhonda, it is so hard to lose a training partner and a best friend in the gym. And I feel like we really connect over a lot of things. But recently, I totally get that, because Rhonda's not here. So you have a whole new set of ladies.
yes.
Do you think a few years ago you would have made the change?
No, because I wasn't fond of training with females.
See, I feel that. I feel that. I feel like I really feel that. When I started, there were no girls, you know, and we're totally spoiled now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's amazing. And you're enjoying your time here.
I love the ladies class. So it's the first time I've taken an all ladies class. First time I've had a ladies instructor.
All ladies.
Love it.
We are all ladies. Like, I really don't think a lot of the men in the gym understand, even the females in this gym don't understand how special and how different that is. Yeah. There is nowhere, what do you call this, in the southern region down here where there is an all-females class every day, where there's at least 8 to 10, I mean, minimum 8 girls are in class every day. 6 is like a light day, and even 6 females training is a big deal.
Great, and they're all great, aggressive
16
females.
women right now.
16?
16.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. And they're great women too. It's not like,
Yes.
and they may be girly girls outside of the gym, but when they're in the gym, and you know,
No, it's tough training.
Yeah, it's tough training. It's not like rolling with a woman.
No, it's not. It's
great.
not. We don't like pussyfoot in here.
Right.
We really don't. We beat the crap out of each other, and they hug and they smile, and we get better together. I don't think we've ever even had like an incident where it's like, you know, the ego is an issue. It's just always been copacetic. Everybody gets along. But do you see yourself here for the long run?
Absolutely. I mean, where else am I going to go?
We love having your family here, Kristi, for sure. So you started with your husband. We just I kind of jumped over that, but you guys just had to get back in shape.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started.
And you were hooked?
We were hooked. Yeah. Like I said, kicking each other was nice.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. I was like, when can we compete? When can we compete? You know.
When you were young, were you a fighter? Like, did you like fight chicks in school and stuff? Did you get into it with people? Like, or did you play basketball or soccer where you'd be checking girls? You understand what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I played, let's see. I don't know. I've always been kind of sporty, but I've never really played like at the middle school or the high school level. We tried volleyball. But yeah, no, I've been into actual physical fights.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to hurt the other person, so I just kind of smacked them around.
Yeah.
In both instances.
Were you in school?
One was in high school. This chick got mad at me for no apparent reason, just kind of double fisted me.
Ooh.
And then the other one, and the funniest thing, we were in college, and me and David lived with this other chick, and she said all kinds of mean stuff about me, which was fine. But then she started dogging David, and like, no one messes with my husband. So
yeah.
I just smacked her so hard she fell over, and then sat on top of her and smacked her till David pulled me off of her.
Were you guys married in college?
We got married the summer after our first year of college.
Where did you go to school?
Chattanooga. I went to Chattanooga State later. We went to Tennessee Tech in Cookeville.
In Cookeville. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So you guys went to high school together, went to college together?
Yep, met in 8th grade. Been together ever since. Mm-hmm.
Nice. And you're originally from Wyoming, correct?
Yes.
I wanted to say Utah, but I was pretty sure it was Wyoming.
Yep, Wyoming.
How long did you live there?
I was born there, and then we moved. I guess I want to say I was like 13. So before we started my 8th grade year.
Okay, so you were there for a minute. Mm-hmm. Have you been back since?
I have not been back.
No. Okay. You like Tennessee better?
I do like Tennessee better. I like the trees. I love the trees. Humidity sucks, but the trees are nice.
So you moved here basically when you were in the 8th grade and you met David.
Yep.
And that was it.
That was it.
That's all she wrote.
That was all she wrote.
And now you guys have 2 wonderful children.
Mostly wonderful. All the time.
So you have a boy and a girl.
Yep. And hysterectomy.
And a hysterectomy. Fair
That's
enough, right? So Jaybird is what, 16?
He'll be 16 November 29th.
Coming up, all these birthdays, these fall babies we got. And then Hannah, I want to say she's like 12, but I feel like she's younger than 12.
She will be 12 in June.
In June. She just turned 11.
Yes.
She's an old soul.
Yes, she is.
She's an old soul for sure. Like, I feel like she's definitely a preteen. I feel
Going on
that
30.
Yeah. Total preteen. How, I mean, I'm sure you know, but we most recently, well, it's been about 6 months now, but yesterday we became the official legal guardians of a 16-year-old boy. So we are parents now of a teenager, if you want to call it that. So I come to you sometimes with a lot for advice because we went from 0 to 100, right? Trial and error right now. We've never had a child before, and now we're responsible for a whole 16-year-old human, and he's amazing. But how do you feel about raising a teenager? It's completely different, I would imagine, than when they're young.
Yeah. Well, the whole process is kind of the best and worst thing you'll ever do to yourself, from start to finish. But I don't know. I feel like the hardest part is the transition from them depending on everything.
I was just gonna say they don't need you for
They need
nothing.
They need money and car rides.
Money and car rides. Yes, and food.
No, they kind of feed themselves off of what they can find in the pantry at this point. They don't like what I cook.
You're a glorified Uber driver.
Yes.
Yep. For sure. And how about Hannah? Is she's probably getting ready to transition into being a teenager soon enough.
She's there.
She's there.
Yep.
How do they get along, the kids? Good?
They don't fight. My kids, they get along great.
Did they ever fight?
Not much. They have never fought much. They're fantastic. I can't complain about them.
Me and my brother used to beat the shit out of each other. Beat the shit out of each other. You too? Yeah. I would. Oh. See, like, I never played like contact sports growing up. I wasn't allowed. But me and my brother it was UFC fight night every day.
Yeah.
In the Fava household, until he got big enough, and I was done. I couldn't take him anymore.
That's great.
Yeah. So yeah, I hear that though. So Jaybird is a sophomore.
Yes.
Okay. That's exciting. And no more babies for you.
No more, maybe some grandbabies in at least 10 years. I want him to wait 10 more years.
Yeah. Well, he's 15, so yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So you went to college for tech.
Yes.
And then you became a nurse.
I actually got my business bachelor's in business management with my focus in information systems.
Was this before or after your children? You went to school?
Before,
right?
Yeah, before kids.
Before kids.
Yeah. And then whenever I had Joe David, and then 6 months, when he was about 6 months old, one of my girlfriends wanted me to come and attend a nursing seminar because she was thinking about going to school to be a nurse here at Chattanooga State. So I came with her and then signed up 2 days later. And
so you're a full RN, like, right?
Yes. Well, I have my associates. Yeah, fully.
Yeah.
Papered. I got my certifications.
Yeah. And then you went back to computers now.
Yes. So I do
computers, nursing computers.
Yes.
And mixing momhood all in between that.
Yes. It's a busy, chaotic life.
And jujitsu and kickboxing. You do it all, Kristi.
It's an amazing life.
It is amazing.
It is.
Life,
I love it. Yeah.
It's what you make of it.
Yeah.
It's what you make of it. It really is. So how long when did you guys start getting into fighting? Because you mentioned Ronda Rousey, right? So is that how you kind of started off getting the interest in training?
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, this is amazing. If I was
Ronda is the best.
Yeah, if I was 10 years younger, I would want to be a fighter. Like that's what I
say
want
that
to do.
all the time.
And I wish I would have known what I know now, because I was I think 32.
You still could have started.
Yeah, I could have started. Like I was in my
sure.
early 30s. I could have hit the ground running because I wasn't working full time at the time. I worked
for sure
1 day a week as a nurse. Like I could have.
Yeah, you could have been in the cage within probably like a year. 2 years.
Yeah, I mean it would have been. I would have loved it, but it's fine because my life is great.
Well, yeah, and you got the experience in, and you never know where it may take you. You know what I mean? You just never know. Who is your favorite? Let's go into both, right? Who is your favorite female fighter of all times? I know you guys are huge fight fans.
Yeah. I love Roxanne Modafferi, the Happy Warrior. I love her.
She just got married this weekend.
Really?
She did. I love her also. She just married another MMA guy. That makes me so happy because she's just.
Well, did you see it? So I follow her on Facebook. And so she does like the wifey
I love
lessons and
because she's retired.
yes,
right?
I watched her last fight. I was sad. I really wanted her to win, but I would love to like meet her. If you're listening to this, come see me, please.
Yeah. So funny story. I might have told you this already because I think you told me Roxy was your favorite. When Tom was on The Ultimate Fighter, you know, he was a little quirky the first season, or I don't know if it was the first or the second season. Somebody actually tweeted him like, "You are the perfect match for Roxy." And he was like, you know, "Sorry, I'm happily taken," or whatever, because, you know, I thought that was the funniest thing because Roxy, she's quirky, you know, and so is Tom. And I always thought that was so funny. But Roxy is, she's definitely one of the vets. Like, she started it off. She's been fighting a long time. Who's your favorite male fighter?
I don't know. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know that I have a favorite male fighter.
Really?
Yeah. I have to think really hard on this
Tom
one.
Galicchio.
Oh, Tom Galicchio was the best. He's the best.
So I got to tell you, my favorite fighter of all time, way before I met Tom, way before, I'm talking about like the WECDs, before the UFC, I was a huge Uriah Faber fan.
Yeah.
I loved Uriah Faber. I loved him. And after Tom fought in Vegas, I met him and I just was,
Aw.
And I'm not talking shit, but like, I just can't explain it. He didn't live up to that hype. It was just, he wasn't mean. He was just kind of like grimy.
Aw.
I know it. I'm not trying to talk shit, but it was just, that was a total letdown.
Well, sometimes you build people up in your mind.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I'm sure he's a great guy, but I was just like, he's not my favorite fighter anymore.
Aw.
I don't really have a male favorite fighter either. You know, Tom, of course, but like I really, I'm trying to think who I really like to watch. And I know people, it's like, don't want to hear it. I really think female jiu-jitsu to me is more exciting.
Yeah.
Personally. It's constant. It's back and forth, back and forth. Men are they stall out all the time. They're playing in the guard, the 50-50. Fights, female fighters, I feel like, have to evolve so much more. They have a lot of catching up to do to the men. But sometimes that makes that exciting.
Yeah.
Like, I think Rose is by far one of my favorite female fighters right now. Ronda is probably of all time, just because it's Ronda. But females are exciting. Girls don't want their ego hurt. You know what I mean? They don't want to lose. And it's a totally different game. Like, I've seen when we were out in Quest, like, even, you know, female fighters don't like training with female fighters because they don't like to get checked. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and that really enables a lot of people's growth because that's one thing I always say. Like, you got to work on that ego because that can kill your whole career if you don't even jiu-jitsu too. You don't, you know, I see women don't want to go with other girls in the room. Not here, in other gyms I've been at because they don't want to get their shit checked. You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it's part of the game, you know? Every day you got to, man, I get stuck under you. I get stuck under Mary. I get stuck under Caitlin. Caitlin's strong as hell.
Yeah, she is.
And it's like, you know, you just got to work. You got to, every day you got to get better. But I went off topic. What's your favorite fight of all time?
Oh,
Do you have one?
Favorite fight of all times. I don't know. There's been some bloody ones that were amazing. I do like some of Rose's fights.
Rose is amazing.
Not her last one, but the one previous is probably one of my favorite fights. I just love her because she's so down to earth and just, you know, after she won the belt, probably, and she was like, oh, everybody just love everyone. You know, like she's just the sweetest thing.
Yeah.
So I do enjoy it. And she's very technical too.
She is.
Yeah.
She is. I know. I'm really curious what happens with the 115 division. I don't want to be like this, but I don't see Carla holding on to that belt very long.
Nope.
I feel like that last fight was ridiculous. I have a feeling that girl from China is going to take it. Mm-hmm. What is her name? Wei Li.
Zhang Wei Li.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think she's going to take it, and I think Rose is going to come back again, and it's going to be the third one?
Yep.
Right? That'll be the trilogy?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's going to happen. But, yeah, they're also coming out now. Dana White's coming out with, like, a slap league.
Combat jiu-jitsu?
No, like you just stand there and slap each other.
Oh.
And they actually have female what is that called? Brackets. They're doing female and male. They reached out to Tom to get some people to come out to do it. So yeah, you could. I didn't know you can get knocked out though, but a slap.
Oh yeah, I mean this is the soft spot.
Is
on
it
your
here?
chin.
Is it your jaw or is it your temple that knocks you out? Or is it both? It's
I
your
think
jaw.
it's-
You could talk, Bobby. It's the jaw.
Yeah,
So the temple
here.
doesn't knock you out.
I don't think it feels great.
No, for sure it doesn't. For sure it doesn't. Yeah. So so you said you started when you were in your 30s, right?
Yes.
How do you keep up with the youngins in here? And I am on your page. And when I say youngins, I mean like, you know, I'm not even talking about Bree, like even Jordan, Caitlin, these girls are in their 20s, right? That's a whole nother monster. Bree and Allie though, you know, they're teenagers. And the stamina is just go. We have girls in here. Bree's doing 4 classes a night. I physically can't do 4 classes a day. I'm in my 30s. I'm in my late 30s now. You know what I mean? So it's, how do you keep up? I will say I take a lot of caffeine.
So I recently
caffeine.
stopped. I have like a small cup in the morning.
Just coffee.
Yeah, well, yeah, and
So you don't take any caffeine before class?
no, I was until I realized that I was not maybe fit enough to be doing all these classes, and I feel so much better.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have a total transformation.
I feel amazing.
Yeah.
Work smarter, not harder. I think I have to think about what I'm doing more, and instead of just going out there and rolling, like where am I going to next? Where do I want this to go?
How do you deal with the mental part of it? I'm really struggling right now with my mental. I don't want to say mental health, but I'm battling demons in my jiu-jitsu right now in my head.
Yeah.
It's like I don't do enough rounds, I'm guilty, and then I go home and I'm fucking sitting there guilty. This is not how it should be. You know what I'm trying to say? I can't keep up. I could keep up with Bree to an extent, but it's like, you know, I struggle with it. I'm in my head a lot. How do you deal with that? Because you have a very strong mental. I've been working on mine a lot lately. I feel like that goes hand in hand. Mind, body, and soul, right?
Yeah. No, I struggle with depression and anxiety. I have my whole entire life. So I am my worst enemy.
Yeah.
I don't like it when I lose at competitions and then I feel like I'm not living up to my standards. So the only thing that I know to do is if I'm fearful of something is to go out and do it. My goal this year was to compete once a month, which, didn't happen because
So expensive.
I'm terrified to compete,
Yeah.
And so I need to do it. And that's what, if I have a fear, that's my new thing. I'm going to go do it.
Just jump in.
Yeah. So the fears are there. The fears are there.
Yeah.
I have to do it.
Just do
Got to
it.
do it. I'm a Nike commercial.
I admire it. I really admire it, Kristi. Because you even joined Militia, and I would say a week, 2 weeks later, you jumped into tournament.
Yes.
I think it was a week.
Yeah. Maybe a week and a half. It was
Yeah,
not.
and you did really well that tournament.
First purple belt. Because I didn't
That
know.
was your first
Yeah. I
one,
was like,
huh?
am I even a purple belt? I was scared.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea.
Yeah, no, you're a purple belt, Kristi, for sure. What is next for you? Where are you? What do you want to do next?
Oh.
Jiu-jitsu, more competition. What are you thinking?
Oh, I don't know. Let's just put some stuff on the plate and we'll go for it.
And just do it.
I mean, if I were to do I would like to do some more kickboxing. I would like to, if I'm going to do that, obviously train more and try to get more of a mental mindset and not forget all the training. But I also want to go, I want to do some high level jiu-jitsu. I've always wanted to.
I agree. Well, we got to do the tag team.
Yes, we can start there.
I have to get a tournament under my belt first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you say high level, are you talking about like combat jiu-jitsu? Are you talking about like high rollers? Are you talking about EBIs? What are you talking about high level?
Like all of it. I don't care. Let's
Maybe
just
like
go
a
for
fight
it.
to win or something?
Yeah. I want to do.
We got to get them down here. That would be a great thing to get on.
Yeah. Any of that, all of it.
Have you ever done a super fight?
I kind of did. I guess it was up at Tenacity. They had, I was a white belt. I think the girl might have been a blue belt. She was like 17. She had placed second in the Tennessee State for wrestling, and she had beat me before. So I did that one very early, and it was pretty fun.
Do you ever think of getting Hannah into wrestling in the schools?
I've talked to her a little bit about it. It doesn't really seem to be her jam.
Yeah. I wish so bad when we were younger that was a thing for girls. It's blowing up so much right now.
Yeah.
I low-key want Bree to wrestle for high school, but I just don't want her to leave me. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But it's I feel like it is such an important thing. It really makes you, like, it turns you into a good human, a hardworking human. And I feel like it's blowing up. Tennessee wrestling now with the girls is everywhere. California's been going. New Jersey started. They have states now. We would have been killer wrestlers in high school.
Oh, yeah.
I wish. But, you know, we got into it later in life. That's all right. How does that make you feel? Like, I got to tell you, like, I have such a sense of pride when I see all these young ladies doing these combat sports like this, because it wasn't like that when I was young. My dad was like, you're not playing soccer. I was like, what the, you know, like, really, like, I wasn't allowed to play soccer. I wanted to wrestle. I wanted to play football. I wanted to do it all.
Yeah.
And now, like, it's a whole new wave of, and it's, I don't want to say feminism, but it's a whole new wave of girls, of girl power. And these girls are kicking ass.
Oh, I love it.
Kicking ass. We remember that there was a girl at the kickboxing fights, a 16-year-old girl. She beat that boy up in the Muay Thai
Oh, yes,
fight.
that was awesome.
I missed it.
Oh.
I missed it. I heard Tom said it was amazing.
It was a good fight.
Yeah.
It made mine look terrible. It was great. It was...
I still don't know how I feel about that, the guy and girl, like, fist fighting like that. But, you know, I guess if the girl's willing to jump on in, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We're actually going, I'm not trying to be controversial, but we're going through a little issue right now with our women's team. We're all going down to Naga on Saturday to compete, and one of our ladies is bracketed against a man who actually competed against one of our guys at the AGF a year ago. So it's like, it's a sticky situation. I said to Tom, I'm like, have her, him, her, you know, whatever, have her go to the expert division. I'll give her a match. Tom's like, no. I'm like, why not? Like, if you want to, you know, I feel like if you're going to enter as, you know, you've been a man for 30 years. It's a different body. Okay. You have different strengths. There's different weaknesses. You got to go up to a division then. You're not going to be in a white belt division as a female.
I mean, I, as someone who trained, you know, exclusively with men and training now with women, there is a difference.
There's a huge difference.
A huge difference.
A man could really hurt you, so could a female, but it's a different type of power.
Well, the power distribution's different.
It's so different. You know, I could throw my legs up and roll around as you could, and most men can't, and my arm could touch the back of my head. But at the same time, I can't muscle someone and really do that. So, like, that, this whole thing is just, it's hard. It's 2022. You know, I'm talking about this girl power. You want everybody to be who they are. It's just, it's a tough, sticky situation when it comes to combat sports.
Yeah.
And I'm like a huge advocate where it's got to be fair.
Yeah, I don't think I would take a fight with someone who is trained. It's just a personal thing. I think
if
you honestly feel and you're more comfortable that way, that's perfect. But you can't expect everybody to go along with.
No.
And
especially, I don't want to give out false information, but I'm pretty sure she was not allowed to compete as a female in Tennessee, and now she's down in Atlanta trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's tough. I don't think Charity should take it, honestly. I'm not going to face her, but I feel like the whole thing is just messy. It's a messy thing.
Well, and I feel like in a situation like that, had Dylan not went with this person before, we would not have known.
We'd never known.
And
no
I
idea.
don't think that's.
We would have never known.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good play.
No,
you should.
Breast
be open.
implants don't make you a female.
No,
like, it just doesn't. There's still stuff flowing through. So the whole thing to me is just, it's just been a mind fuck, honestly, because it's like, you know, I am all about equal rights and everybody being whoever they want to be. But at the same time, when it comes to things like that, I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and that shit is no joke. I'm not comparing the two, but at the same time, you know, I have a hard time watching Mary spar the guys in here. I have to leave. I don't like it. I don't like it. It makes me very uncomfortable. And the thing with a man and a girl, you know, it's just jujitsu. But at the same time, it's just jujitsu. I have white and blue belt men in here who have submitted me, right?
Yeah.
I've had a guy almost hurt me in here. He took my arm for a freaking ride, not knowing his strength because he's new. So it's just, it's a whole messy thing. It's messy.
Yeah.
And I hope we figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe just stay out of the combat sports. You know, Ashley Evans Smith, do you know who she is?
Who?
Ashley Evans Smith, she is a UFC fighter. She actually fought a transgender, I don't know if it's a transgender woman or man, I don't know how you say it. And she beat him, but that was so controversial. This was like not 10 years ago, probably 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
And that guy never fought again after he fought her.
Oh.
I think. But yeah, so the whole thing is just messy. Where are we at, Bobby? What's our time?
33 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Huh.
So, yeah. What is easier for you? I should ask you, but I actually skipped over this one. Maybe we could, what's easier, being a boy mom or a girl mom?
Being a boy mom.
See, I had Janelle on. She's straight boy mom. And then I had Bree and Jordan. So I never got a chance to, girls are tough.
They are.
Yeah.
They're moody.
Yeah.
Well, my husband says it's because she's just like me.
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
Strong-willed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So being a boy mom's easier, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I could see that. But let's get into our game. Let's fire it off.
All right.
You ready? So we're going to play a game. I actually wanted to do this a while ago, and I didn't give much thought into it. I think it'll be a little fun. It's a this or that. I'm going to fire off some topics, and Kristi's going to pick, and she's not going to think. She's just going to go. Sound good?
Yep.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Gi or no gi?
No gi.
Muay Thai or boxing?
Muay Thai.
Wrestling or judo?
Judo.
What? Morning class or night class?
Night class.
Women's or co-ed?
Women's.
Knees or elbows?
Knees.
Armbar or triangle?
Armbar.
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 Heel hook or straight ankle?
Straight ankle.
American jiu-jitsu or Brazilian jiu-jitsu?
Both.
Come on!
American Jiu-Jitsu.
Georgia or Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Rocket Top, Tennessee. Go Vols. Hannah or Jaybird?
Oh, rude.
You don't have to answer. That was just a joke. UFC or Bellator?
Oh, UFC.
Ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
Chicken or beef?
Chicken.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
Sweet tea or unsweetened?
Sweet tea all the way.
Yeah, you're a sweet tea girl.
Yep.
So sweet. Sub only or points?
Sub only.
Summer or spring?
Spring.
Fall or winter?
Fall.
Hulu or Netflix?
Netflix.
Road trip or flying?
Flying.
East Coast or West Coast?
Never seen them.
East Coast is the best coast. Theme park or water park?
Water park.
Fly or X-ray vision?
Ooh, fly.
Christmas or Thanksgiving?
Christmas.
Vanilla or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Night or day?
Night.
Breakfast or dinner?
Breakfast.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
IHOP or Waffle House?
Waffle House.
Country or hip hop?
Country.
Hammer fist or hook?
Hammer fist. All the way.
All the way. That's all I got. If more come, I might spit them off. But that was fun. Good work, girl. Good work. Yeah. I also wanted to talk to you real quick just about our friendship and your leadership in Militia and how much we love you, Kristi. Our friendship has come a very long way. Me and Kristi keep it fucking real with each other. There's no passive aggressiveness ever, right? We have an issue, she's like, we need to talk, right? And we always do talk it out. And I feel like that's what made me so comfortable with you. I could tell you, I come to you with a lot. It's hard balancing training and being an athlete and teaching and coaching and being a leader and a mentor to people. So I'm constantly coming to you for that. And I love you for that, Kristi. You're like a big sister to me, honestly.
Aww.
You really are. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to chat about?
Oh, goodness.
How many gyms have you actually been to? 3? Is this your 3rd?
4.
4.
Yes. So when we left Tenacity, we went to a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu down in Manchester before we moved here.
How was training at a Gracie gym? I've actually never been to one.
I mean, they're very technical.
Yes.
It depends on what you're here for.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because we actually have a newer student that trained for like a year and a half and never went live.
Yeah, no, they don't.
In a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you know it works?
Yeah. So they want you to get, the school that I was at, they wanted you to get your blue belt before you were like allowed to do any active rolling, which I think is, if you want to compete.
We got white belts heel hooking people in here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it was,
we really do.
It was a time filler. The people were amazing. They had a bully proof program for the kids, which I think is great. But yeah, so I guess it depends on what your goals are, what your comfort level is with people.
Did you ever hear of the pink belt concept with Gracie?
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't know.
It's a little weird. So if most people don't know, a pink belt is basically a self-defense belt that I want to say Henry Gracie put into place, and his wife. Mm-hmm. And it's basically, is it a step between blue and white? I don't really know. I don't know how it works. I know Jordan has mentioned something about it. I just feel like just do the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
just get your regular belts.
It's just so it's a focus or an emphasis on self-defense. So there's a lot of things that are different when you're talking about self-defense. At the last place, I taught some self-defense classes, and
you have. That's right. Mm-hmm. You've actually helped me here with the self-defense.
Yeah. So I mean, and a lot of it is self-awareness and kind of what to do. So you're not just submitting your opponent. You really want to immobilize them and get away. So you're actually looking to, either mess up their vision
and
or
run.
Breathing. Yeah, and run. So there's a different focus. So I think it really depends on, what are you trying to accomplish here?
Yeah. Yeah. What are the goals? What
is the goals? If you want to train, if you want to compete, if you're looking for exercise.
Do you think, you get a pink belt. Do you think you're really ready to get attacked by someone? Do you think, because I feel like
absolutely not.
Looking back, even I've been doing this 8 years. When I first started, I thought I was such a badass, right? I thought I knew it all. I feel like that's kind of a phase you go through when you do this. It's you feel so fucking cool. I could kick anybody's ass,
right?
And you can't. I had a homeless man attack my car in San Diego, and I literally was like, my jujitsu ain't doing shit here. I need a gun, right? I need a fucking gun.
Right.
My jujitsu's not going to work. This guy is crazy, and he's coming at me. So I feel like the pink belt thing, it's not a false sense of security, but it is. Even at a blue belt, you got to continue your training, because if you just stop, it's it's gonna go away.
Yeah. So
if you stop putting yourself in uncomfortable situation, it's gonna go away.
Yeah. So part of what we talked about is it's not just about having the muscle memory and learning the technique. And one thing that we talked about was if you have a gun and you're an excellent shooter, and then someone just comes up and breathes on your neck while you're trying to shoot, you can't hit the target. So you have to put yourself in those uncomfortable situations. So I would have my
analogy,
girls,
huh?
Yeah, I would have my girls turn around, and I would come up behind them, and they wouldn't know how I was going to grab them or what I would do.
When did you So I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you put on a self-defense seminar then?
Yeah. Well, we had classes every Sunday, so it was a class, a weekly class that you could come to.
You did it once a week.
Every
and
Sunday.
It was free, or the girls had to pay?
It was free at that time. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you benefit from that? You get anything out of it? I'm sure that, did anybody did the girls really get anything out of it? I'm trying, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, well, we never, it was kind of during the COVID times. It was before I came here. And so we never really got a large class. I felt like I learned a lot from it, but didn't really get, it never really got caught on well.
Yeah.
But like I said, I learned a lot of beneficial things from it. And
but you also were doing it every single week.
Yes.
So that's another thing. My first gym that I ever went to in New Jersey, they don't have female classes, but once every few months they host a huge self-defense women's seminar, and they bring in the state police and all this, because all the cops train there. And it's cool, but in a few months, tomorrow you're gonna forget that. You know how many things I've learned? I learned a technique last week in John's class, even last night. Did we train last night? Tuesday night. I don't remember the technique, what we did offhand. It's muscle memory, right?
Yeah, you got to keep doing it
every day. Yeah, at least. So we
would even have, I would have the men come in, different men, so you would get used to different body types, men they didn't know. that I knew. Sometimes I would have my husband come in or just would have them grab them, because it's important to have someone you don't know touching you, and you have to see, do my moves work? Do I need to adjust it for someone, say, who is bigger or who is smaller or whatever, or someone that makes me uncomfortable so where I can't think. So we did a lot of situationals, which I think is important. So it wasn't just a seminar, it was an ongoing class. And I always encourage my women to come do the actual jiu-jitsu classes so they could get active roles in and get more comfortable.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Maybe we'll do I would do a like a self-defense thing, but it would be like with our women's team, like an ongoing, just just something outside of jiu-jitsu, right? Like someone attacks you, you're not going to like do a flying arm bar. No. You're going to poke them in the eye, kick them in the crotch and run. Yeah. So, that's like things like that.
Yep.
That's awesome though that you did that. I forgot you did that.
It was fun.
Yeah. What brought you guys down to Chattanooga?
So when my husband had gotten laid off, and so one of his previous supervisors called him and told him that they had a job in Ringgold, and we wanted to find a place that had better schools, better place for our kids to kind of grow up.
Where are you originally? Where did you guys come from?
Grundy County, Gertley Lager. There's not a whole lot up there.
Okay.
Beautiful
How far?
Place. From here?
Yeah.
It's about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes, depending on how fast you drive.
Okay.
So.
Out by Cookeville or no?
No. It's
okay. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah. So like when you're going to Nashville, you go up over Monteagle Mountain. Do you get familiar with where that's at? It's up on the Cumberland Plateau.
Okay. Yes, I've seen it because we were driving.
Yeah. So part of Monteagle is the ritzy end of Grundy County.
Okay. Yeah. Got you. You say the ritzy end?
Yeah, the ritzy end.
Nice. Okay. So you came down for work, basically.
Yes. Yeah. So I was already working in the area. David came down from work, and it's just we were tired of driving.
How long have you been here?
It'll be like 6.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. How much has this area grown in 6 years?
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I know there's houses everywhere. It seems like everywhere I go, they're putting houses up. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I get claustrophobic.
I agree. I thought I was coming to the South. I thought we were going to be, green pastures and cows.
No.
This is New Jersey right here.
Right.
It really is.
It is.
You go to New Jersey now often, huh?
Well, probably about once or twice a year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What was your experience there? How'd you like it? I always love to hear people's perspective. That's my home state. Lived there for 30 years. How are the people? How are everything? What do you think? Did you get out of the hotel? Did you explore?
No, not really. Because I traveling is new. We talk about facing our fears, our demons are being up in our head.
That was a big fear of yours.
Yeah. Well, I had never been away from my family.
You've never rode a plane.
Never been on a plane. I never Ubered.
Damn, Kristi.
I know. I just jumped in.
Yeah.
The thing that I remember.
And you literally got a new job, and they were sending you.
Yes.
For weeks at a time.
Yes. Yes. I made it. Angry honking in New Jersey, because if you honk like that in the South, we're gonna get out of our car and there's gonna be a shakedown.
Listen, me and my homie Megan, right? We're somewhere, okay, and she's driving, okay, and this guy. Now we got the babies in the back. Brantley's in the back of the car. This guy doesn't even stop in the stop sign and almost straight up T-bones us, straight up, inches away. And she just sits there. So what does Stephanie do? I reach over, for a good 25 seconds, okay? And she was so shaken up. She's like, we don't do that here. My ass, he almost killed us. We don't do this here. You're going to honk your fucking horn. He didn't get out of the car, okay?
You almost started a car brawl.
Oh my God. Well, Megan's always packing. She's always strapped. So bring it on, buddy. Between my jujitsu and my martial arts and her fucking gun, let's go. But and I looked at her, said, you don't honk in the South. She's like, no, we don't honk. Why? Well, he almost hit you.
Yeah, at least not maybe a beep to get you to pay attention, but no 25. That's them's fighting words.
Have you experienced any of the food in Jersey? Best food in the world.
Yeah, and not really. Because I was so terrified the 2 times that I've been.
You gotta vent. When are you going back?
I go back the second week of December, and I'm getting a Taylor roller, a ham roller.
Pork roll.
Pork roll.
Or Taylor ham.
I'm
gonna
make me a list of all the stuff to try.
It's the same thing. Taylor ham and pork roll are the same thing. I'm gonna pull my calendar up. Me and Tom are going back in November. I always miss you by a day or a week when we go back. I love going back home. That will always be my home. Even if I'm here for 30 years, I feel like Jersey's my home. Has the best food, best. I don't want to say the best people, but you know,
I like the people
because it's different. There's no passive aggressive. The South is passive aggressive. The West Coast is definitely passive aggressive.
Well, they
East
think
Coast
they're being
is
nice.
not.
They
just
think they're
just
being
do
nice.
it, and then you get it over with.
Right, and I love
like,
that.
don't scoot around.
Right.
Like, just tell me what the problem is. Like, I would cut hair in California, and they just wouldn't tell. You're paying for a service, dude. Tell me what you want.
Right.
Don't like just be passive aggressive about it. I just don't understand that lifestyle. But at the same time, that's all I know. So
Right.
you know,
they cut my.
I didn't do very well in hair cutting in California.
Well, previously they said that I was passive aggressive and abrasive at my other job, just because I tell it like I'm not going to sugarcoat
You're not
my
passive
words.
aggressive.
No,
No.
I might be.
No,
aggressive.
I feel like you or maybe the opposite, like you want to handle it head on.
I do.
Like, we need to talk this out. Like, what's up?
Right.
Like, what's going on? And I like that.
I do too.
I like that because a lot of people just let it go, and that's just shit that builds up.
Right.
You know, it just builds up, and then you don't talk it out, and then a few months later, you're thinking about it, and you're like, oh, that son of a bitch, right?
Well, conversations are hard, right?
They are,
It's
but you
hard
gotta
when you
do
talk
it.
about stuff that's not going.
That's
swimmingly.
not fun.
Right.
I agree. So yeah, so we talked about before what the future holds. You plan on getting a black belt, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no stopping now.
Right.
You can't stop after purple. You got to see it through no matter how long it takes.
Right.
We'll be the first black belts in the South down here.
Let's do it.
There's not many around.
Nope.
Not many around. I have a feeling a couple of girls are going to be getting their purple soon.
Oh.
Yo, they don't want it. They don't want it. It's going to be... I have a feeling, and I can't wait. I mean, I don't know if I'm still going to be there at that time, but, you know, you can't beat Bree. You're not beating me and Kristi.
Right?
Or Meg. I mean, you can't beat Meg. What the fuck?
We'll take them down at the AGF when it rolls around. In
Yeah,
the Chattanooga area.
I agree. Good stuff. It's all friendly rivalry. But... Kristi, I love having you on. I want to give a special happy Sweet 16 to my girl, Bree. Bree is a pillar of our militia community here, and she's 16 today, and you probably won't hear this for another 2 weeks, girl, but happy birthday. We love you. I'm wishing you all the best. I also want to say we are competing at Naga this weekend. So this is going to be 2 weeks post, I guess, or a week and a half after. Good luck to everybody competing. I know we're going to kill it. We got fight night coming up October 30th. We got Josh Mackey, my problem child, fighting. We got George Carpenter fighting for a freaking title. Let's go. We are rocking and rolling here all month long. I want to say November we have stuff coming up, but I can't put my finger on it. I know they were trying to get Mary a fight. Can't find her an opponent. So she'll be coming up next, I'm sure. And yeah, rocking and rolling. Thanks for coming on, Kristi.
Oh, awesome.
Have anything to say? Shout out to anybody special, any of your sponsors you want to say hi to?
Sponsors. No, I'm good. No, it's just awesome being here. I appreciate you guys.
We love having you, Kristi. We wish you the best, and yeah. So long, friends. Rocky Top Tennessee. Woo! Go Vols.